So this is my entry for Ryde in Bloom this year. I'm entering the Jubilee section, but last year I entered the whole garden, and I think I got a certificate for best transformation because it used to be a patch of grass right at the beginning of my pandemic. And then I developed the garden slowly, trying to be recycling items as where I could. This time I've managed to recycle some benches that were just sitting in the garage, used to be in my parents' school, and that's given me height in the garden, which makes it easier for me as a pensioner to tend the garden. I'm able to move pots to get in and do the deadheading. Underneath the benches I've put bottles of water. I have water butts, and when the water butts are full, I decant the water into plastic bottles that would otherwise be thrown away. So using the bottles again and again, I hide them under there and just keep as much rainwater as I can. And I have not used any tap water in the garden for months and months and months. We came close the other day to nearly running out, but now we've had some rain. I've refilled the bottles, and it looks like we're going to be fine. So I've had enormous pleasure doing this. I haven't grown all these from seed. I've got a lot of them from Care in the Garden because I like to support local companies, and the Care in the Garden, of course, is a CIC company that support people with learning difficulties and help them to get into work. So that really warms the cockles of my heart. A few things I have grown from seed, but most of them I have just tended to look after other people's plants. Some of the plants here, up there, and in other parts of the garden have come from my mum's garden. My mum passed last year, and I've inherited a lot of plants from her garden, and so of course that reminds me of my mum and previously of my dad. I have lupins in the garden because my dad loved lupins. I've got hollyhocks and foxgloves because he loved those when he was gardening, and recently I bought a peony to remind me more of my dad. But so I hope you like this red, white and blue offering, shall I call it. Last year my friends Inga and Russ donated me a wishing well, and this year I've given it a Jubilee makeover, so it fits in with the theme. And last year I also made some garden gnomes, and this year I've given them a makeover too. So there's one hiding there in the petunias, and there's one sitting in there with the geraniums. The local children love seeing my little creations. I make butterflies and bees and all sorts of little things, and hope to run a little class for them in the community centre opposite. So they love it, and they chat, and it's lovely to listen to the children talking to their mummies about the colours of the flowers. I'm an ex-teacher, so as I say, it warms the cockles of my heart. We do have some flags, obviously, because we've been doing Jubilee, and so that's part of my entry for Ryde in Bloom 2022.